Well, we are back at the garage finally. We're back in the swing of things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we took a 3,000 mile, try that again. We took a 3,000 mile road trip in the C7 Z06, which was going to start with a video called Can You Road Trip a C7 Z06? And yes, you absolutely can road trip a C7 Z06, but you better take some Gorilla duct tape with you. We'll talk about that. We're back. We got new projects. That is a new project that came in. I'm actually getting the engine all degreased and cleaned up and all the gunk and everything out of there so we can fix anything under the hood that needs to be done. We're going to be checking codes and all sorts of stuff on that. But if you look, this is an FRC. Nice interior. Paint super rough. Interior is in really nice shape. It runs good. Door hinges need a little bit of juice on them. Boy, they're sticky. But that's one of the projects. And then as soon as I got back, I came across this really smoking deal on this other project. And there it is. 95 GMC Sierra C1500 two-wheel drive 4.3 liter V6. It's in pretty good shape. I've already got an idea for a paint job to put on it. Actually runs really well. Interior is in good shape. There's a few things that need to be fixed on it. I've always liked this truck, but I do not like a roll pan. I want a bumper back on the truck like it should be. So it is going to get a bumper put back on it. Inside of the bed, it's in great condition. The door handles are in good shape. Not so sure how I feel about that. But guy that owned it put a really nice stereo in it, put a couple of nice speakers in it. 163,000 miles. Brand spanking new Krager SS's. We'll be selling those. And the Chevrolet hood I am not fond of. That's gonna go too. So we're gonna put an OEM hood back on this truck like it should have. For some wheels and tires, we're definitely gonna go with a shorter sidewall, bigger wheel, wider wheel and wider tire. We're probably gonna square it up pretty close, like front should match the back's pretty darn close to really square this up. Really thinking of throwing a turbo on it. Enjoying the crap out of it already. I've been kind of poking at it a little bit, fixing a couple little things. I've already got a little bit of a parts list put together. So that's gonna get worked on here. But right now we are finishing up the C7 Z06 because as I mentioned, we just did over 3,000 miles in this car. Just got back. I went through, I inspected the whole chassis underneath it. I inspected all the brakes on it. I cleaned the chassis, cleaned the engine, changed every single bit of the fluids, which, God, there's a lot of fluids in this thing. Just the oil alone, like it's almost 2 gallons by the time you're done. Also had to do a lot of cleaning under the hood, so I got that all done. Engine bay looks all nice and clean. I've already done some of the cleaning on the interior. By the way, we do got decals. All you got to do is sign up for 1 month of our Patreon. Leave your mailing address and you will get a decal in the mail from me. Anyhow, back to this. Clean the brakes. Found yet another cracked wheel. That's looking at you, Chevrolet. That's enough of this bullshit. Did I say shit? Yes, I did. Earmuffs, kids. In which I have appropriately marked so it can get replaced tomorrow by the good guys over at Discount Tire. I'm a huge fan of Discount Tire. So we have marked it. Don't smoke. Crack. And right there is where the crack is, and we're just gonna take care of it so it doesn't become a problem on the rally. Although, probably gonna keep this rim around. We are at, okay, so we've maybe determined it's semi-world famous, but it is in the Motor City. Check it out, here's where we're at. So we're at the Sloan Museum of Discovery. Sloan has been in Flint, Michigan for a really long time. They've been a big part of the auto community here in this town, and me and this guy are gonna go see what they have to offer. So here's some cool info. So if you live in Genesee County, it's free for him. And if you're a veteran, this guy, it's free for you too. Yeah. So for a lot of you guys, you all think that Detroit is actually the Motor City. Let me correct that a little bit, and he can confirm it. Most of your major brands were produced in Flint, Michigan. So Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC. What am I missing, Billy? Oh, that's right, Oldsmobile.
Pretty much everything that started at the carriage and went through the start of Chevrolet Motor Company started in Flint.
And then also AC Delco was here.
Yep.
So you had AC Delco, you had GM Truck and Bus, and all the corporate offices were located in Detroit. And then in Detroit, you had Ford, Lincoln, Mercury. That's where all of their vehicles were produced. Oh, and there you go. So that was built right here in Flint, Michigan. Buick at its battle stations. That's rotary engine. Oh, look at that. Ma Deuce. That's the thumper right there. Look at that transmission. Jeez, that's big. So what is this engine behind here?
That is a Pratt & Whitney 1943. That was in the B-24 bombers. It was built right at the Buick plant at Buick City.
So there's a lot of war history in Flint, Michigan, where I'm originally from. Oh, that's cool.
All the shell casings were built right here at the plant as well.
That's right, a lot of munitions came out of Flint, Michigan, didn't they?
Yep.
Probably stuff that's still sitting in the armories and bunkers still today. You'd be surprised. And as you make your way through the museum, they've gotten some great photos. So this is the main street in Flint. Sorry, I can't really pick my arm up very well this week. I don't know what's going on there. But you get to see the evolution of all the horseless carriages. And then the photos of many of the buildings that are still standing today. All right. I know there's nothing really exciting about a Buick LeSabre, especially this year model, 1999. But this one's kind of special. Let me show you why. So this particular car sitting here happens to be the very last Buick that rolled off the assembly line in 1999. And all of the employees that assembled it signed it. All right, so we just finished up one of the first legs of the rally, and we're just trying to get kind of caught up to everybody now. Here we have crossed the border into New Mexico. Everyone's pulling in, getting gas, taking a piss. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go take a piss. Look at that, isn't that nice? All right, y'all, so we are at one of the first major stops in New Mexico, and that is at the Carlsbad Caverns. Jose's leading the way, even though I have to ask him what happened. That is one big hole in the earth. So that, folks, is Carlsbad Caverns. Of course, we got our decal. We don't leave without our decal. All right, so I'll give you the gist of this. If you've never been out west, you've never been to New Mexico, you've never been to the Carlsbad Caverns, you can tell by looking out behind me, we're on top of a big old hill, and that big old hill is kind of hollow on the inside. And that's where we were. It's well worth it. I would tell you to come out here and visit. So we've made it to Roswell, New Mexico, and there's one too. So it's from an old TV show called Lost in Space. I think. Yeah, dude, I like that. All this art. Hey, get your wristband. These are all for sale. I'm sure you could probably find them online. That looks like watercolor. Really cool. Especially like that. That's very cool. So I'd show you this in the distance. So we've actually, you know what? I'm gonna go out here and freeze my butt off so y'all can see this because this place is pretty dang. Okay, so we have made it to the lodge at Cloudcroft. Really old place. I was just inside and I noticed that Conrad Hilton actually managed this place at one point in time, or he leased the lodge at one point in time to be closer to his family. And if you don't know who Conrad Hilton is, he's got that really hot granddaughter, the Hiltons. Yeah, same one. But it's really old.
She's like, what are you toys?
When you enter into the main lobby. Cool little gift shop.
Yeah, they don't know where her body is. They never did find it.
Oh, Mars. Woman is in there spending money.
Hey, did you see that? This burnt to the ground.
As you all may have guessed, we have made it to White Sands, New Mexico, because these cars are totally made for this environment. Yeah, totally are. How cool is this place? So we've made it to the New Mexico Museum of Space History. This place is pretty slick. Check out all the squadron patches from NASA.
Not now. Not now. Fine.
I was looking for Scorpio.
I don't know what that is, but it's got a really long neck.
These are from all the different space missions from over the years.
Aaron
the chimp capsule that they put the monkey in. How crazy is that? Launched a monkey into outer space. It's a cool museum. So it just keeps kind of spiraling down, and you get to see all the cool stuff outside. Like down there, that would be one of those jet test seats. No thanks.